Hi, my name is Samuel Ray, private chef and health coach to major CEOs and professional athletes of the world. Today we're doing something a little different. I have my astounding guest here and good friend Nico, who is the owner of Deke and Delray, an amazing coffee shop, cafe, espresso bar, where initially, I'm from New York City. Coming down to South Florida, I found a beautiful niche cafe that just from the moment I walked in, there was a sense of connection. There was a sense of community. The big word community that we're really going to focus on today. There was a sense of connection, community. There was a sense of also just a sense of pride, a sense of quality and pride in what Nico is offering to the public and what he offers to himself. How he has been able to create such a community-based, connection-based business with himself and his team, which has been like a real blessing to see someone who is in their, who's a young person in their 20s and connecting to such big time values across the board. So, thank you for
It's my pleasure, bro.
Being here, and this is my first guest of the Blue Tiger Wellness YouTube channel. And this is a different vibe, a different way of showcasing, lifestyle, of showcasing, what I'm about, because these are the people who I like to talk to, who I like to be around, who I like to connect to. And I feel like being here in South Florida it's been almost 2 years now. I can say, like, I can feel part of the community. I can feel part of the healthy community that we're creating on an everyday basis. And I keep harping, and I want to keep focusing on the major word of community here, and allow Nico to kind of guide us in how he's been able to create such a community. Like, let's maybe start with that. Like, how is this just, how is this created?
Well, I think you touched on a couple things, but one in particular that stands out to me is pride. I think pride historically has been used as kind of a negative connotation, where it relates to ego, and it can, in some respects, hold you back. But like anything, the medicine or the poison is in the dose and in the direction that you point it. So when you're proud of something and you feel that you want to share it, I think that's an important ethos to tap into, because it's one thing to let your pride get in the way of something. It's another thing to let it power your motivation. So for me, serving the best coffee I could get my hands on for me and my family has been something I've been doing for years. And I think the coffee is on its own an outstanding and phenomenal product that people deserve to be exposed to. And not only feeling the sense of pride in sharing with myself, my friends, my family, my loved ones, sharing with the community, something that brings me closer to my peers in the sense of the social nature of the ritual of coffee, but then also not adulterating it based on cultural ideals that exist not only in our culture but in other cultures. I think looking to a product that is specialty deserves its own appreciation, and I want to let the coffee stand out on its own. So by serving, in a more purist platform, the coffee without adulterants, I can only share the pride that the farmers took in processing the coffee. And I see myself as a vehicle for the coffee to see the community, and that coffee being a vehicle to bring people in together ritualistically is what fosters that community. So it's more about sharing the things that we're proud of, not letting one's own ideations hold them back, and or letting the ideations of existing cultures hold one back. We're here at the shop every day, building the community every day. It didn't start on its own, and it's not going to continue to proliferate on its own. So people being proud to bring their friends in, their family to the shop for the same reasons that I was proud to create and promote the product, I think is an important thing to focus on, is that I am proud of the coffee. The people who come to the shop are proud of the shop. Now, when we all tap into that pride, we're proud for each other. It's not we're proud of ourselves, we're proud of each other because we want to celebrate the ritual together. Not focusing on anything that is going to toxify the body, but things that are positive. That's getting up early in the morning, consuming whole foods, real whole foods.
That's why we connect so much, because we have a conscious effort towards feeling good on an everyday basis through eating quality, connecting to quality, whole, real, organic foods.
Like you said, it's not just the food that we're ingesting. I've always said that the shop is an experience, but the coffee is a vehicle for the experience. But the feeling, the people that you bring into it, it's a comprehensive experience that each piece is not equal to the sum of the parts. The sum of the parts is here's this coffee shop, here's this food, here are these people, here is this beautiful place that you see. I mean, it's another gorgeous day in Delray Beach. I mean, we're just blessed to be able to grow our own fruit and vegetables, and to let the raw sun touch our skin. It's consuming organic lifestyle is more than the food, more than the people. It's everything. The way you sleep, the way you eat, the way you interact with each other. We're looking at each other in the eyes. It's healthy eye contact. It's more than the sum of its parts, and focusing on a certain piece of it is not enough. And it doesn't need to be perfect. I think we all need to accept that Rome wasn't built in a day, and that whether you want the goal to be there today or not, it's not realistic to have everything complete in a day. That shop has been 5 years in the making, and I'm still not done with it. And I know you've been working on Blue Tiger just here in South Florida for 2 years, and you're still working on it.
Oh, yeah.
The hunger for getting better, and for learning more, and for being a proud pillar of the community for yourself, and then for each other. Together, we are strong for each other. It's like a house. The roof doesn't hold up on its own. It's the walls that surround it that collectively raise the roof. So the community at Deke's, I know, is a topic of conversation that we talked about. The pillars being the coffee, the kombucha, the real whole foods, the real conversations. Bring in one's entire family, whether that's your pets, your parents. Even bringing in your own food, because seeing other people do the things that made them happy now invites you to take pride and be happy in the things that you are confident in sharing. So it's being an example for each other when you have the capacity to share that, and also accepting the gifts that we bring for each other when you have the capacity to receive as well. It's not enough to build a community by yourself. it takes a tribe. It really, really does.
It takes a tribe. So that's like, what Nico just stated is really everything. And this is why I needed, my tribe, our tribe to I needed Nico you to be introduced to Nico and Nico to rub off on you guys as well, because, he's been a major player in me, again, like I said earlier, seeing an example of a young man taking tremendous amounts of responsibility, of accountability, of transparency, and of passion. Okay, somebody who wants and loves to put the work in because he sees what the work can accomplish, especially when the work is comprised of everybody doing it together, to create a source of togetherness and this level of really cool, vibey productivity. That you can do it. That you can do it on your own.
I think that's another. The productivity is contagious, like you say. So, for yourself, for me, for anybody that touches that community, they feel confident, whether they have a lot to give or not. So feeling productive is a positive thing to reflect on, and to be contagious with it is equally respectable, as I see it.
And what's really cool, and I need to mention, because again, I'm a whole food organic private chef, and so food is it's a love language, it's a way of life, and Nico can relate on that on a lot of different levels. But what connected me to Nico and what he produces is, it's so simple, but it's not, because I walked in and there's no added sugar. You can't just get sugar piled onto your beautiful cafe latte. It's here's a high quality date, and date as in the actual fruit, being able to have that as your sweetness.
It's about sharing something that uplifts and provides value beyond the immediate goal. So you can have sweet for the sake of achieving the desire, because I see the coffee as an everyday luxury, but to concede that there is a way of altering the product for the addictive nature of it is not something that aligns with my ethos. It's more about honoring the integrity of the products on their own and honoring the art. These are recipes that have taken me years to come up with and to refine, and I pass them off to my staff, and together we refine it further. I couldn't tell you how many times I've had my own recipes tweaked and been happy with it. So being able to create a jumping point for people to then build on is important. The products themselves supersede the ego. The products are penultimate to the community. So with the best coffee, the best kombucha, the best whole foods, you have the best nourishment.
100%.
And with the best nourishment, you have the most healthy community. So
it's all connected.
It all synergizes. So you can't focus on particular elements that you like and don't like. It's important to take the community for what it is, to contribute your part, and together the community works through it, and it evolves inherently. Being static is more dangerous than anything.
Listen to what he said. Being static is more dangerous than anything. Having movement in your life, physical movement, yes, where you're articulating your body, but literally just how are you applying yourself in your day? How are you waking up, having a sense of gratitude, hydrating before you take in such high quality water, espresso and coffee. It's there's a mindfulness, and it doesn't mean you have to be trying to kill yourself, but it does mean that, it's nice to focus on your purpose, even if you don't know exactly what it is yet. It's nice to focus on, the things that you love to do, because that can maybe create a business for you, maybe create you connecting with other people that are like-minded, so you can create different ventures, or just like a group to just connect to. I walk in to Deke's and I see like his staff and his crew and his people, his tribe, how they're all working together in a very synchronistic way, in a very connected way, and I've always admired that. And so it's nice to tell Nico in front of his face, but also for us to bring an energy of like, there's community in the people who he's helping in terms of the customers, and there's a community in his own tribe that he's working with, and how they're building and developing recipes and trying to bring the highest quality possible. And that's something that we both really connect to, is trying to bring high quality conversations, meaningful topics. I'm learning how to do this in terms of like trying to communicate, all the things that are inside of me. And so it really helps when somebody like Nico, who I'm very comfortable around, being around, and I can feel his powerful energy just reflect into you guys. So this is a gateway for me to, express my thoughts and feelings, and for you guys, again, with this specific topic of community. And there's no better person, I feel, to really talk about this subject. Yeah. I really hope and plan and to do more and more, of these videos with Nico. Maybe there'll be more food derived, or maybe doing more things in his cafe.
There will be more videos.
There will be more videos, guys, okay? And we like to work out. We're about to go train and get a workout, body weight out.
Sam failed to mention that one of the first times we hung out outside of purely business arrangement was we played basketball together.
Yeah.
And then we've worked out resistance weight training.
Yeah.
And we've cooked meals together.
Yeah.
We've cooked meals with the staff. It's one thing I respect a lot about Sam's ethos is his ethos is improvement driven or improvement motivated. When I had mentioned being static before, I had referenced more the general topic of being static. That could be physically, that could be mentally, that could be in your motivation, that could be being complacent. It's important to stay hungry for the desire to improve, and it's also important to have the balance that improvement takes time. And in order to allow the body to physically, to mentally, for the relationships to proliferate, you need to be patient as well. So
patience. Yeah.
Rome wasn't built in a day. Many people that know that I've been working on a build out, it's been taking me almost 2 years now. So, but I'll be damned if it's not going to be perfect by the time I'm done with it.
100%.
So the goal is to always be improving, and to also relent only when it's appropriate. If you push yourself 7 days a week, the body wasn't made for that. You gotta relent at some point. But to be static 7 days a week is also not good either. So everybody's different. Everybody has their own balance. We even have our own balances within ourselves, depending on who is motivating us, if it's ourselves, if it's our community. But it's important to understand that so long as the end goal is improvement, you don't need to be exactly where you want to be today, because you will get there eventually. My whole ethos with the shop has been to provide the best quality products I can. Every day I strive to educate myself further and to refine my process further. But it also, I understand the job will never be done, and that at some point the job will continue without me there. Whether it's a successive generation or successive staffing, but that if we can keep our corner clean, it will invite other people to keep their corner clean. And if we can all keep our corners of the world tidy and tight, we will have a better world here.
Yeah.
So,
it's... And bringing that all together, that's why, it's really cool, the messages Nico has brought up today, because it's not just like him, bringing up the quality of coffee. That automatically has to be there, but it's the quality of the person. It's the quality of the intention. It's the quality of understanding that every day isn't going to be perfect. that there's going to be, you know, some days that are harder than others, and that those are actually the days where you have to try to pay as much attention to, because that's where the gems come up. That's where, you know, that's where you're able to, you know, I'm sure you found work through things, you know?
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to take a bit of a break and calculate and be a little bit more conscious of, okay, let me see what's exactly happening in my life and see what the next steps is that I can take to, you know, further guide myself naturally, not without straining, stressing. And those are the things we've talked about, you know, not killing yourself in the gym when you're trying to every single day, because how are you going to recover for the next workout? How are you going to, you know, think about your nutritional aspect? You know, you have to be aware that every day isn't perfect, but to place the intention into each meal, into each conversation, into each you know, morning that you have for yourself, where you can wake up and maybe journal, add a little bit something to your repertoire of creating a better person into each environment that you enter. You know, we're just here just trying to, you know, create communities together, you know, Blue Tiger Wellness, Deke's. We're just really trying to present a message of love, of super passionate people who are super talented, and just showcasing to the world that there's just so much that we can do from our individual state, and bringing that together to do it with others can reach new heights that we can never even imagine. We don't know what's going to happen, but we know that we're on a pathway, you know, and I can feel that. So again, there's going to be so much more. We're about to crush a workout. We're also going to make some nice food. These are the healthy habits of, like, you know, friendliness that we create. We're not here, you know, thinking about, you know, when can we go to the club, when can we do these things. We're young dudes, but there's more meaning, you know. There's more meaning to be had. There's more connection, creativity to talk about while having a beautiful whole food organic meal, moving our body in certain types of ways, taking nice walks in Mother Nature. And again, I'm going to keep, you know, reiterating these healthy habits for you to just, you know, do the natural things that can really transform your life, because they have for me, an inner city kid, you know, from Manhattan, Queens, just trying to just feel better, you know. And Nico in himself, you know, as an athlete in himself, as an entrepreneur in himself, he's going through the stages every day, you know, to just work on himself and to help, you know, his community. And so that's what we're all trying to do. Any last words?
I think something that I see a lot of is, how do I make myself happy every day? And it starts with making yourself happy, without it being a hedonistic or egotistical way of going about it. It's, you need to make sure that you're fulfilled, so you could be fulfilled for your community, and then your community can be fulfilled for you when you need it, and it's an ebb and flow. So it's always about making sure that the community is satisfied by bringing your best self to that community. So.
Well, you heard it. Thank you, Nico. I really appreciate you, man.
Of course, bro.
So it starts with yourself, like he just said. So let's all just try to really take the measures, hold ourselves accountable, so that we can present our, you know, the best self to the world, but also showcase it to others. So maybe it rubs off on the person who needs it, and likewise. It's been great to speak with Mr. Nico. Like I said, it's a big blessing. And I'm just excited, okay? I'm excited to deliver more. I'm excited to open up and to share more of my lifestyle, of the lifestyle I share with my people and tribe. And let's get it, baby. All the best.
You.